Hey there. As you can see, I'm making quite a mess here. I'm actually removing this pool. Our family doesn't really use it. Can't really justify the power use and having it sitting there all year just for 1 or 2 days a year when it gets hot. But anyway, I've had a look through YouTube and I can't seem to find any videos of people removing fiberglass in-ground spas before, so I thought I might just document what I'm doing. I know it's been done before, but I'm going to try and remove it without breaking it, so I can maybe sell it, make some money and whatnot. As you can see, I've already done a fair bit of digging. The slate and the concrete around the outer edges is actually pretty thin, and it was really easy to move. Actually, I just had to smash it with a sledgy first to crack it, and then yeah, it all just lifts up quite easily. And obviously it's sitting on a bed of beach sand, which is still really soft and moist, so that's been quite easy digging. That only goes around about half a foot to nearly a foot around the outside, so beyond that it's actual red dirt and rock, which is pretty tough. Also the roots of a lot of tree roots from these palm trees getting around all around my yard have grown in through, so they're providing a bit of a challenge, more of a nuisance. I've just got a boat bilge pump pumping this out. As you can see, I'm nearly down to the last portion. And what I'm going to try, don't know what success I'm going to have, I'm going to put the pipe there. I'm going to chuck it in one of these holes I've dug and try and redirect some of the water to under the spa, and maybe, just maybe, I might be able to pop it up using a bit of buoyancy. Hopefully it'll work. I'm not counting too much on it. As you can see, I've dug down to find out where some of the pipe work is. See all the mongrel roots there? I've cleared most of them out. It's thick as thieves. I'm imagining that's what's going to cause me the biggest problem with popping it out, is the actual pipe work causing a bit of resistance against the sand. And I think, see that second pipe down there, I think that's the inlet pipe that goes to all the 4 jets. And by the looks of it, goes under the stairs. Then the plumbing must come out here, across to my pump and stuff, which is over there. So I'm going to leave all the plumbing in ground, apart from, and probably just cut it right here somewhere, far enough out so that someone can actually reuse it if they do want it. If someone does want to take it off my hands. But yeah, I'll redirect this pipe and get it going and see how we go. As you can see there, that's redirected that pipe and it's now pumping in there. I imagine it's going to make a bit of a mess, and if it doesn't work, it's going to be a real mess trying to dig in under it, but I'll just let it dry out for a few hours, days, whatever it takes, and get back into it. This way it also saves me using my own water out of the tap, having to pay for it. A bit of recycling, if you would. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let this pump in for a while, and I don't imagine any sort of popping out would even occur until that's near on empty, so it could be a while away. See how it goes. I'll update you. Update. Disgusting. As you see, it's now empty. There's maybe, I don't know, 20-30 litres in the bottom. I don't think that should be an issue with what we're trying. All that water went down to both sides. I put a bit on either side. Didn't move a budge, didn't move a little bit. So what I've done now is you can see I've dug a small trench all around the outside. And I've currently got the house water, tap water, going in there. I'm going to leave that for a little bit. Not too much sunlight left in the day, but I'll leave it for a little while, as long as the dog doesn't chew the hose, and see how that goes. But I think, I've got a feeling I'm going to have to dig up and release all the sand around these pipes at a minimum. As you can see, those pipes are a foot and a bit under, so that one took a good 30-40 minutes to dig down that far. I had to use my hand for a lot of it. Yeah. Alright, give you an update shortly. See how we go. Alright, it's 2 days later, and as you can see, the pool has popped up out of the ground. I left that hose running for 2 hours after my last update, and came out to turn it off and noticed it was popped up. See that that bit of pipe snapped, but that's an easy repair. Cut and join. It's no worries. As you can see, all this. Hang on a minute, Lockie. As you can see, all this sort of weed mat, root mat, it's causing a bit of issues. I think it's not helping with it getting stuck down, and also there's more pipes there under there. Trying to lift this. I don't know whether it's still stuck or whether it's just super heavy. It's rock solid in there. I can't budge it. There is a bit of extra water in there. I did drain the rest of it out from last time, and so there was nothing in there, but that's filled up a bit, and I'm thinking that might be from the when it tipped up, all the water may have came out of the that was sitting in the pipes, may have came out in the air pipes. I don't know. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to refill up the water and see if I can pop the other side out as well, just to see how heavy it actually is. But looking at the thickness of the fiberglass and not being able to budge it at the moment, I think it's going to be beyond my scope of lifting it out. Anyway, update shortly. Alright, little update. As you can see, it's flipped, sort of flipped over. I chucked another about 2 hours of water underneath there where see the hose going in there. While I was doing other things around the yard, I noticed this, where's my finger? The back left one there, it popped off by itself and sort of cracked and whatnot. So I went around and took the others through. They're actually threaded things. Some of them, they all got damaged by taking them off, but if someone does want it for cheap, then I'm sure they can source a few extra parts if they need be. We'll do a repair. And I actually just, once I got all 4 of those off, I jumped over this side, still on this side, and it just popped up, and it's actually really light. I reckon with me and a couple of mates I might be able to get it. So what I'm doing now is, as you can see, I've removed the fence, currently digging at that pole to make a path to get it out. Hopefully I can lift it. Update in a little while. Small update here. I'm just, as you see, I'm trying to dig out this pole. I'm being a bit lazy. I don't really want to dig down past the concrete and get it out. It's pretty deep down the concrete. So what I did is I dug around it down to the level of the concrete, then used a screwdriver and a hammer and hammered down the sides to clear it a bit, fill it up with water, let it soak. Now I'm using this ratchet strap. First I did it that way. Now I've done it to the other pole here, the other gate. Helps if you've actually got something to ratchet strap to. That tree was great. And yeah, so I'm going to loosen this off a bit, and it should be pretty loose. Well, it was after I did the first one, so this one should be nearly close to coming out. And here we go. About 5 minutes after my last update, I just took the ratchet strap off, gave it a good wiggle, and just pulled out. I'm a little bit pooped, so I might go for a rest. Success. This is actually quite easy, considering. There's a nice hole. You see all that plumbing that I was talking about before that broke off. That stuff can stay in the ground as far as I'm concerned. This is going to turn into a grassed area, so I'll fill all this in and run a tiller through it and clear all that root mass out. Yeah, that's another day. What I did is, see this big ratchet strap that I was using to get that pole out, I actually wrapped around one of the corners, or hooked it on one of the corners, then to that tree there, and ratcheted up to about a 45-degree angle out of the ground. And kept chocking it up, and I put those rocks in underneath to chock it up. And then grabbed the trusty car and hooked it up again and drove out, and it just flipped over. Well, it didn't actually flip over. I got it up to vertical. Then I hopped out and pulled it over myself and lowered it under weight, under control, which was yeah, it's quite light actually. I still won't be able to move it myself. I might just drag it out with the car and see how we go. Alright. Alright. Pool's gone, as you can see. Had a bit of a tight fit between this house post here and this whatever sort of palm tree it is. Dragged it with the car all the way down, upside down, and you can see it down there. Still in one piece. Pump and filter and blower all down there as well. Down the sides of that mess you see down the side of the house. So yeah, job done. The spar removal anyway, now the refurb. Cheers.